What is up, you guys? All right, I'm going to wait about 30 seconds, then I'll kick it off. I want to respect everyone's time. I know it's Friday. If you hear any noises, my little French bulldog is right at my feet, and he makes, like, pig noises, so that's probably what you're going to hear if you hear anything. A couple snorts here and there. It's coming from him, not me. All right, I see some people popping on. Awesome. Hey, guys. All right, cool. So I'm going to get started. I know time is money, right? So my name, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Darah Rockholt. I am a 6-star diamond. I am a 2019 elite coach, Success Club 10 legend, and I am a retired medical assistant. I now coach full-time. I was able to do that my first year of my coaching business, and I am a fiance, and if you didn't already catch it earlier, I am a fur mama to the cutest Frenchie ever, Brady. So what I'm going to get into today with you guys is how to have your challengers and your coaches get results. Keep it simple. That's all I can say is keeping it simple. So there's 4 things that I feel go into this that is a combination, and you apply it to both challengers and coaches. So number 1 is to get them to focus on short-term goals, weekly and monthly goals. So of course, you know, when challengers come to you, they have goals like, I want to lose 40 pounds. That's great, right? It is. But we all know you're not going to lose 40 pounds in a week. You're not going to lose 40 pounds in a month. So what I try and do is I help people really focus on short-term goals. So I help them set weekly goals and monthly goals. And I do the same thing, you know, with my coaches. So back to the challengers, how we set weekly goals. So I try and paint that picture for also when people are coming, like, you know, to work with me, both for challenge groups and coaching. Try and paint that picture of, you know, next month I'll be a coach of 3 years. So I always try through my social media posts and Instagram stories to paint the picture of where I was 3 years ago. And obviously they see where I am now, but you constantly want to be painting that picture so they can see it is a journey. So when I talk to people joining a challenge group, say for example, they're doing the 21-day fix, right? I'm always saying, like, even as I'm signing them up, if I'm having them do the 21-day fix, and then I always say, so what we'll do is at 21 days, like usually day 19, 20 to be honest, we'll reevaluate your next short-term goals, and together we'll figure out which program you'll continue on with. Because a lot of people have that, like, mindset. For me personally, I didn't go into a challenge group like this, but it's something I see all the time. People are like, so after 21 days, is this over? And it's like, no, it's only just begun. So always try and share that through your stories and your post that, you know, yes, I've been living this lifestyle for, you know, and if you're a brand new coach, that's fine. You can share it as like, hey, I'm new, but this is where I'm going. So don't ever use that as a handicap if you haven't been coaching very long. Same thing with the business opportunity with the coaches. So, you know, everyone's like, okay, they're like a new coach and they want to go diamond, but you have to, like, set those weekly short-term goals. Like, so for me personally, if someone, like, goes emerald, I will make them a customized diamond roadmap. It's nothing fancy. I don't do graphics even, but what I do is I ask them, like, are you a jogger or are you a runner? Because I want to go at their pace. I'm not going to put my business goals onto someone else. So if someone says that they are a runner, that's a 45-day plan. If they do it less, great. If not, that's fine. But the jogger plan is 60 days. So it's really only 15 days of a difference. But what I do is I am helping the coach break it down into short weekly goals. So getting to diamond, like, could feel super overwhelming, but if you make them a custom plan with, like, okay, this week you're gonna hit SC 4, next week you'll hit SC 8, like changing 2 lives, it's a lot easier for people to focus on those short-term goals. Same thing with the challengers, you know, getting them in a challenge group and focusing on, okay, this week I'm gonna cut out the soda. Okay, next week I'm going to make sure that I hit my water every day. You know, just baby steps, because we know that whether you're as a challenger in the lifestyle or in the business aspect, if you focus on those short-term goals, you're going to feel that sense of progress and accomplishment, and it's going to not only encourage you to continue, but you're going to be able to look back, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 3 years, and be like, wow, look at how far I've come, and it didn't feel like overwhelming. Number 2 is celebrate the small wins. So in my challenge group, I have on every Friday, it's called Feel Good Friday. And this is something I kind of brought in through my social media because it's something that I started doing 2 years ago. And it doesn't have to be, me doing a post about the challenge group or the business. Of course, I add those things in too, but just anything I'm feeling good about, because it teaches people to celebrate, what's going on in your life. So I kind of switched it though, and I have it on Fridays in my challenge group as people celebrating what they won that week in their journey. So many people focus on like, oh, I lost 10 pounds. Like, those are great milestones. Of course, that's amazing. But I really want to teach them to celebrate the small things so they can see, hey, I am making progress and it feels good to continue. So like a perfect example, would be, I am fitting back into my pre-pregnancy jeans, or hey, I was at a company party and I actually didn't even want to have the cake. Like, it's just showing that, hey, they're thinking with their nutrition is changing, and that's something to be proud of. I do the same thing in my team page on Fridays, but I switch it up with the business. So what are you feeling proud of in your business this week? And of course, it's amazing to, hit those huge milestones, like, hey, I'm a 5-star diamond, that's amazing. But I really want to teach them to celebrate the small wins. Something, for example, would be, I had a quality post this week that was completely out of my comfort zone, something I never thought I would share. And from that post, I had connections with 3 or 5 amazing women who really felt connected to me at a different level. So that is something I want to teach people to start celebrating. Number 3 is keeping the challenge group and team page fun. So I started doing this probably about a year ago. I always have, for the last 2 years in my personal social media, try to have a theme every day, because 1, it's consistency, but 2, it also helps me not think of like, oh, what am I going to post today? And it's very easy to find like a theme that would work for you. For me, how I found mine was I kind of just went and found common hashtags and I turned them into posts. So in my challenge group on Mondays is Motivation Monday. So I like to have fun in my challenge groups. I think scripted challenge groups are great, but I think it's good to customize them and make them your own. I've been in those cookie cutter, like, scripted challenge groups, and it's just, it doesn't feel personal. Like, and I like the people who are joining me, like, I want to connect, like, with the person they saw on my social media. I want them to get that same person, same coach, same mentor in my challenge group and in my team page, right? So I brought those things in. So Motivation Monday in the challenge group, I like the girls to share what motivates them. So, is it a certain Britney Spears song that you're rocking out to today? Is it your high school reunion coming out? Like, what is your motivation today? And we can all learn from each other. Tip Tuesday is on Tuesdays. This was something that I started doing very early in my social media, and it was my most popular post every week. So I was like, why am I not bringing this in there? And what it does also is I have the girls throw in a tip. Could be a Shakeology recipe, it could be any recipe. It could be a exercise tip, so maybe a stretching move or a form move. It could be a personal development tip. I mean, really, it could be any type of tip. But what this shows me is that these are people who are willing to share their ideas with other people, and they would probably make a great coach. And the same thing goes for my Wednesday post. I do Woman Crush Wednesday because that works. I still do it. It works so well on my social media. I do it in my stories. I'll either pick a challenger who's killing it and I'll just shout them out, or a coach on my team. Showing recognition to other people is the greatest thing, because who doesn't like to receive a compliment? That encourages you to continue on. So I do that in my challenge group, and I specifically tell my challengers, do not pick me. Like, I am your coach. I would hope you have a Woman Crush Wednesday on me, but I want to see you shouting out another woman in this group. And what that also shows me is who would also make a great coach, right? Because recognition is huge in our business. Thankful Thursday, I bring in there something that they're grateful for. It does not have to be at all about their journey. If it is, that's great. But honestly, I am happy if someone says, I'm so thankful for my fiance, or, my parents helping me out when I broke down the other day. Like, just teaching them the habit of getting into gratitude. And then I already went over the Feel Good Friday thing. Saturdays I like to do, it's all about engagement if you can't tell, but on Saturdays I like to do, it's called like Selfie Saturday. because I want to know like what my people are up to, both challengers and coaches on my team on their like opt-in when they're not working out and working the business, doing personal development. Like, what do they like to do? Are they at Chuck E. Cheese with their kids? Are they out thrift shopping? That's what I'll probably be doing. Like, so it's cool to see what they're doing and build that connection with both your challengers and your coaches on a real life personal level outside of health and fitness. And then on Sundays, for my challenge group, I do meal prep check-ins because we all share recipes and things like that. So it's super helpful. And then in my team page, I really like what I started doing probably about 6 months ago in my personal team page. I used to make monthly calendars. So lay everything out. Here's the game plan for the month. But I'm going to go back to those short-term goals again because I personally feel like a lot of people get overwhelmed by that. So what I started to do in my team page on Sundays is I post a weekly calendar, So every month, I will drop my marketing plan for the month and they can duplicate it, make it their own so they know what's coming up. But I've noticed since I started making these weekly calendars, so when the team calls are, things to be expecting, they know like, okay, this is my week ahead. And it's so much easier for them to focus on. My team call ratio has gone up. The participation, everything has changed. So it's the smallest little thing, but it really has been super effective. And then last is number 4 is instill that long-term vision in them. So I know I talked a lot about short-term goals because I really do believe that those short-term goals are extremely important. But you have to still do that long-term vision. And how I feel I have been super successful with that through challengers is in my social media. I will share with you guys, not you guys, well, yeah, if you follow me, I'll share with you guys too, but I do like to share, obviously people see where I am now, but where was I? 3 years ago, before I started this lifestyle change, my history, sorry, my friend, she's going nuts. I had an eating disorder, and then I overcame that, and I went to the opposite spectrum. I became a binge eater, and I put on 25 pounds, so I constantly am showing that, like, hey, these results are amazing, and this is a great lifestyle, but it's not going to happen overnight. And I really want to tell people, after that 21-day program is over, we're going to keep going, and this is where we're going. And I do the same thing with the business. I like to paint that picture of, hey, I used to work full-time as a medical assistant at the hospital, long 12-hour days. I also worked another part-time job doing liquor sampling, and I was burned out. I get it, but I promise, like, if you pour into this business, it will always pay you back, and I'm always showing, like, hey, I'm not just here overnight. Like, this has been a process of over 3 years, and I feel like that really attracts the right people and also gives the coaches on your team and the challengers who join you that, like, okay, so I'm going to have to stick with this like this girl if I want results like that for myself. And then vision boards, I cannot say it enough. Like, I am the vision board queen. My team will tell you. We have vision board parties, but I love it because I truly believe, like, I never made vision boards before Beachbody, but when I did, everything started to change. So I want to instill that into my team members. And I can honestly say, I think it's so important to set, I'm looking at my vision board, I keep it right here. I think it's so important to have your vision board, perfect example, somewhere that is where you're going to see every single day. You need to be looking at it every single day. So before I had like an office and a desk, when I worked at the kitchen table, my vision board was tacked onto the wall right next to where I worked out because I knew I was going to be seeing it every single day. Now I sit at a desk every day, so I have it right here in front of me, but you have to look at it every day and you have to reflect on it and set goals with dates. So your vision board should be a mix of things. It shouldn't just be the business goals. Those are great. Obviously, you want those on there. It shouldn't just be health and fitness goals. Those are great. Obviously, you want those on there too. You need to have personal life goals on there too. Make it a mix. Like, what do you want for yourself? So for example, I can like quickly look up and I see here, like, I want a chick on a motorcycle. I've always wanted to learn how to ride a motorcycle. Like, that's cool. So I have that on there. My business goals, though, those have dates on them, and they are deadline dates. So provide that urgency to yourself in your business because I feel like people who don't set goals with dates, what do? You wait till the last minute. So set dates, and I honestly tell my team, don't set dates that make you comfortable. Set dates that make you feel extremely uncomfortable, cute goals if you would, because at the end of the day, if you fail, at least you're failing forward versus maybe you didn't put a date and you just kind of put it on the back burner. And then last but not least is actually one other thing, daily meditation. I can't say enough about it. I started doing it 2 years ago. I felt really silly at first, I'm not gonna lie. I do a guided one on YouTube till this day because I have, if you know me personally, I have ADD and I have to do it the second I wake up because my brain isn't working yet. But I have envisioned this same thing, you guys. It's been on my vision board since the day I became a coach. And through my daily meditation, I've envisioned myself for the last 2 years, the same thing every day. And it might seem exhausting, but if it's something you want so badly, it's not. It's not boring. It's okay. Again, I'm envisioning this, right? And I've been envisioning myself living in San Diego on the beach, walking down the beach, hand in hand with my fiance, and my Frenchie's leash in my other hand. And I can't say, like, I'll get emotional. I'm not going to talk about it, but in 16 days, 2 weeks basically, we are moving to San Diego to live on the beach. So I can't say enough how important vision is in this business and working hard towards it. You can't just make a goal board and look at it. You have to set goals every single week to achieve, to get you closer. And me 3 years ago, I would have been like, oh, it's never going to happen. And look, it's happening. So last but not least, to just talk about your goals and your visions on social media, you guys. So I, for the last 2-3 years, have been talking about moving back to San Diego, living there with my fiance now, like showing him this lifestyle that I used to love so much and sharing it together. And I've been talking about that. And it's amazing how many messages I'm so sorry. This is my life though. It's amazing how many messages I've gotten from complete strangers. Like, girl, you've been talking about that for like what seems like forever, and it's finally happening. I'm so happy for you. Like, things that you set, big scary goals for yourself, visions and dreams that you have for your future, they're not reality if you keep them to yourself. You can put them on the pretty vision board, you can meditate about it till you're blue in the face, but until you say it out loud to the universe and share it with people, it doesn't feel real. And it's going to be so scary because you know people are going to judge you, but you can't care about that because at the end of the day, this is your dreams and your future vision for yourself and no one else's, and no one can take that from you. So constantly be sharing your vision, because I feel like sharing my vision through my stories, through my posts for the last 2.5-3 years has attracted the right women to me. Maybe people who don't want to live in San Diego on the beach, but people who want to do more, be more, and dream bigger, and, you know, leave that little comfort bubble that so many people settle for. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. I know I talked really fast. I'm from New England, so that's just what we do. But I would be more than happy to answer anyone's questions. I haven't once looked at the chat bar. I'm just being honest. Like I said, I have ADD, so I'll be total scatterbrain if I do. But I will go back in here. If you guys have questions, please ask in here. Because, you know, if you're asking questions, someone else probably has the same question, and we can all learn together. But it would be my pleasure to answer anything you guys have. It's the least I can do to give back to this page. This is the page that has changed my whole business. The coaches who come in this page and share their knowledge for us to duplicate and make our own and duplicate, like, I'm forever grateful for them, and I just want to pay it forward. So I love you guys. I hope everyone is having a great Friday, and have a great weekend. I'll talk to you later. Bye.